afternoon. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Something a little different.
It is a little different. It's new to us, this.
It is.
And I like it.
Yeah.
Welcome to Half Wargamers and our first ever collab, really. Proper collab with someone that's reached out to us to say, we'd like to work with you.
Yeah.
And that someone was only just a little YouTube channel. You might not have heard of them. Miniwargaming. Just giants of the industry, absolute legends that they are. Sending humble old me and you a little email saying, hey, would you like some terrain and to do a little job with us? So
Which we said,
we're like, nah. We don't know if we got this up. Yeah, we said yes, of course. So first of all, Miniwargaming, massive thank you to you for sending us this lovely terrain before us and for wanting to work with us. It's a great opportunity and thanks again. So what have we got? We have got the Ruins of Perdition.
The Perdition Ruins.
The Perdition Ruins. These are modular 3D printable ruins coming to a Kickstarter produced by Miniwargaming to try and solve a few problems that a lot of wargamers might have with their terrain.
Yeah.
So one of those problems being space. We're quite lucky at 2.5 Wargamers here. I've got a double garage at the house that I live in, and my ever patient wife has said, you know what, just have half of the garage.
I think it's just to get you out of the house.
More than that, yeah.
Off you go.
To get the Warhammer out of the house, which is great because it means actually I've got quite a bit of space to store things. But even with that said, we very quickly filled this garage.
There's not a lot of space left to actually store stuff. So yeah.
And what's really nice about this terrain is that it's actually completely kind of flat packable.
Yeah.
It comes magnetized. It comes magnet ready. So it's got these really nice, handy little pre-drilled holes or pre-printed holes really in the terrain where you can just pop a magnet in. They fit really snugly, or at least the ones that I've got did. So you don't even really need to glue them.
You didn't glue them, did you?
I didn't glue them.
Just force them in.
Just pushed them in.
Oh, it all came in this box as well.
Yeah.
And it's the box site.
So you can flat pack it all down after every game.
In this box.
And actually, that box is too big for it.
Yeah, because it's all wrapped up in bubble wrap as well.
Yeah.
So like now you could fit it in something.
We could
much
fit
smaller.
that in. I would imagine we could fit that in a standard, the double depth, really useful box.
Oh yeah.
Almost certain. In fact, I'll test it and I'll put a picture on our Instagram if we can.
I bet it's like one bit too high. Or one.
Don't say that now. Don't say that now. But
no, in fact, it goes down very, very, very small, which is really useful.
Yeah, and it's not so. I'm sure there's lots of multi-part, snap together terrain out there. What I like about this one is it does go together pretty easily, but it's kind of a double-edged sword. It can be a little frustrating. Now, this is probably just me not being experienced with it. What I find happens a lot is I'm putting two walls together with a ceiling bit, and then I forgot to put the corner on, so then I've got to try and jimmy the corner in. So there's a bit of a method to it, but once you get the knack with that, you can put stuff together quite quickly. And in fact, this was your first time putting it together, and you did this table in what, 10 minutes?
10, 15 minutes, something like that. Yeah, like you just start piecing it together. And I haven't used every single piece to build it, but you definitely could. But some of the other bits are just sort of scattered around. It could just be general ruins.
Yeah.
General ruins.
General ruin.
But yeah, I think so we got it completely unpainted. And we painted it in an afternoon just using rattle cans.
Yeah, good old bit of army paint, like a dark brown, and then a sandy colour. I think it was skeleton bone was the light colour. Just leather brown, I think, was the base. And we just sprayed it, and then sprayed it all with the leather brown, and then just kind of in patchy applications hit it with the skeleton bone. And after that, the only other thing I've done is just take a dry brush with some black pigment powder on it and just stab it into a few areas.
Yeah, just to give it another element of kind of
war-torn look. And that's I'd say less than 4 hours.
Oh,
maybe
easily
5 hours.
We got it all sprayed in 45 minutes.
Yeah,
got the timers, and we used two full rattle cans to do the base and about half of one just to do the highlights.
Yeah.
So I reckon you could probably do it with 2 rattle cans. I reckon if you didn't want that extra highlight sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cheap and easy to paint. The very nice thing with it is it came out the box, not a sprue.
Yeah.
No clipping needed. Didn't have to clean it up. It literally just took it out and just sprayed it.
Because you know for a fact as well, what I love about this is, unlike the rest of the 40k universe, whoever designed this terrain, whichever architect it was in the Imperium, still knows that circles exist.
Yes.
So there's lots of nice circular windows and
Yes,
things like
very
that.
good.
And you could bet your bottom dollar that if that was a Warhammer kit, there would be about 8 sprue gates in that window with a tiny little plastic set, and you'd have to clip them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was none of that. So Miniwargaming, or whoever designed this for you, thank you from the bottom of our heart.
Yeah, it's designed to be put together very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So if you want to get table terrain and just slap it together within an afternoon, that's absolutely doable. And you don't even need to use the magnets if you didn't want to. You could glue it all together if you wanted it. Obviously, it's not modular then, but
Yeah.
it would glue together just as easy. But the magnets weren't too bad to put in. So.
No, the magnets, I had a little Allen key, and the magnets were the right size. I just stick them to the Allen key, push them in the hole,
Yeah.
and that did me. Again, that maybe took me to do the whole set probably an hour, maybe 2. I just spaced it out over a couple of evenings and a couple of cups of tea, and I was all right. But yeah, I feel like it's a good beginner-friendly terrain set because it means that if you are doing what we used to do, which is playing on the kitchen table, it means you're not taking over your whole house with boxes and boxes of bulky terrain, and you can put it up and take it down really, really quickly. So it's good for beginners. It's good for people like us as well that like to have variation.
Yeah, because it's very different. Like it's still very dark Gothic Games Workshop-y with like the sort of the structures, but it is different from what they do.
Yeah.
I'd say for me the best part of it is the fact that you can just pack it down. That's probably the most useful part of it. Is it the most detailed terrain that you can buy? Absolutely not. It's 3D printed, and it's what is it? What kind of 3D printing?
It's FDM printed.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I mean, you might see in the glam shots, you can see the layer lines, but only if you like really look for them.
Oh yeah.
Now that we've got it painted up and you've got the models on there, they kind of blend away. You don't really notice them.
Yeah.
And it's certainly something that we'd happily use on our channel.
Oh
So it's nothing-
It looks good and it translates really well with the models on it, and a bit of extra. We put the stones and stuff around just to get a bit of extra governors and things like that. So. And in a way, the fact that it's not super detailed means you don't actually then think that you have to go in and paint every single little bit.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't paint Games Workshop terrain in this same way.
No.
Because you'd want to end up spending a lot more time on it because it's hyper detailed. And like you were just saying, there's like cables and plugs and
well, they've literally started putting plug sockets on.
Yeah, three pin plug.
3-pin plugs, which is maddening. Yeah. This takes paint really nicely, I think. Like you say, it's detailed enough that it's not. Again, you're not looking at a typical kind of large-scale tournament, boring MDF L-shaped ruin. So it's detailed enough that it isn't that, but it's not overly detailed that you go, oh my god, this is going to take me forever to paint. So
or you're not gonna.
And as someone who likes painting, one of the biggest things I enjoy about the hobby is painting. I actually found this a joy to paint. And after we'd sprayed it, I thought, you know what, I think just selective application of some pigment to make it look war-torn will do the job here, and I think it definitely has. Apologies, I'm telling a lie. The only other thing I did was, because I'd saved so much time on all the walls, I did do just a little bit of extra on the floors, but that was literally just, we'd sprayed it with that skeleton colour, so it was a nice light colour. I used some black Templar contrast on some of the circles, some white ink on the others, and then literally a brown contrast over all the partitions, and a bronze dry brush. And you got here as I was finishing that.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all.
Like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you don't have to do that bit.
You don't have. I just did that because I thought let's dress it up a little bit.
That gives it a little bit of variance. So yeah, all in all, very nice kit of terrain.
Very much so.
I think it's I think it's good. I think it's like I say, it suits people who just want to get a board of terrain. And obviously we've not been paid to say any of this.
No,
but they did send us a thing for free, so that's full transparency there.
Yeah,
I'd say for me the biggest pro is that it folds away, and the biggest con is that it's not super detailed. But you could look at that as a pro if you want to.
Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest pro is definitely the compact nature of it, and what I really like is actually the potential. You've got a lot of scope to make very different ruins, and like we've got with Magnus stood on there, I really like that you can go up. Now, before we'd finished painting it, I had a little play. I sent you a picture. Maybe we'll see if we can add it in, or I'll build that building up 3 stories. And actually, if you want just one big ruin in the middle of your board, that can have a really nice presence and create real great theming. I almost slightly disagree with you on the detail. I think there's enough detail on there for it to be interesting. I think for me, The only big drawback is, and this is just because we haven't printed enough ourselves, or we haven't got any printer, is I just like some more corners, just a few more
I
corner
think what
pieces.
we got, there's not
We've
quite
got a
enough
lot
corners.
of middle pillars, but not many corner pillars. But I'm struggling to find too many negatives about it.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is with some of the pieces, you do just need to be careful putting the magnets in because they are quite, well, the ones I had were quite a tight fit. I did snap one pillar in half, but I've glued it together and I couldn't even tell you which one it is now.
Oh, I didn't realise you did that, so there you go.
Yeah, so that I didn't tell you yet. So yeah, just be careful when you put the magnets in. But other than that, it's really resilient. And I mean, I was really being ham-fisted. So yeah, all in all, go on. Sorry.
No, that's it. Well, you do your all in all.
I was going to say, all in all, a really, I think, beginner-friendly way to get into playing more thematic games of Warhammer. If you have got, limited space, that kitchen table setup, as so many of us have had or have in the hobby, I think this is a nice way to invest without spending the levels of money you would on, other terrain from places like Games Workshop, Terrain Crate, etc. To get a table full of terrain that's easy to play on, that's thematic, and then packs away.
Yeah.
And it means you're not having to worry about playing on, cardboard terrain and things like that.
Yeah.
All of the details for the Kickstarter are going to be down in the description below, along with a link to Miniwargaming. So feel free to go and check them out as well. I mean, if you're into wargaming and YouTube, you've probably seen Miniwargaming already, but go and give them some love. Tell them we sent you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice. We'll have a competition. We'll see if we can beat any other people they sent this to. I'm going to just take that competition on myself. So if you're out there and you're watching this, we're coming to you.
We are.
But yeah, links down below. The game mat that we have got this set up on, just to note, is gamemat.eu, and it pairs beautifully with this terrain.
But you don't like this game mat. You don't like this mat, do you?
I love this game mat. I might even get this printed on a bedspread and go to sleep in it because it's my favourite one.
Explain that one to your wife.
But yeah, thanks as ever for joining us.
Yeah,
leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think of the terrain.
Yeah.
Let us know if you're interested in it. Go and head out that Kickstarter. If you go and check it out, let us know.
Yeah.
But otherwise, that's everything.
We'll be back again very soon.
We shall indeed probably play on this terrain.
Maybe. Depends on the editing schedule.
Depends on the.
There will be a video in the future on this terrain.
There will.
That's for sure. That's definitely the
He's
truth.
the editing man. I'll leave him to that. Until next time, though. Thanks for joining us. Bye bye.